The Silk Road, China Part 2. We crossed the Gobi Desert and wound our way through the mountains. Small settlements and herds of animals survive in the most desolate places. Kashgar is the fascinating home of the Turkic-speaking Uyghur people. The hotel staff greeted us with a traditional dance, but sweeping the parking lot by hand was also part of their daily routine. The Uyghurs, of course, claim to have been suppressed by the Chinese government and are a concern right now at Olympic time. Turpan is at the crossroads of Chinese and Arabic cultures. The mosques and minarets continued the intricate brick and painting designs on the walls, the ceilings, and also the cemeteries beside them. Here we found out about the earthquake 3 days after it happened and called Heather to let her know we were okay. The 74-year-old man wanted to know how old I was and was surprised by the answer, as were many of our traveling companions. We saw all manner of personal transportation: donkey carts, electric bikes, motorbikes, all of them laden with produce, household goods, whatever, or not laden with anything in some cases. Interestingly, a lot of the women drove electric scooters to and from their daily activities. We joined the locals at the Sunday animal market. They came by many means: camels, sheep, cattle, donkeys, horses, all were being displayed for sale. The lambs with the fat rumps were the priciest. The lucky ones were only sheared, while others were slaughtered, hung for sale, and cooked. There was lots to see. Horses were being test driven, and assuming that the test drive was satisfactory, the hard bargaining began. Been a long day for somebody, so he was having a rest, ignoring all of the hubbub. An old man sharpened my Swiss Army knife to a keen edge. He did the final work there. I pulled the leather strap on the wheel to turn it. And the local hardware store was not quite like a Rona. This couple ended going home empty-handed at the end of the day. At the local silk weaving factory, we saw incredible patterns and very patient artisans who worked for weeks on some of these carpets. We also explored the Sunday Bazaar. What a scene! Crowds, silks, clothing of all nature, more food, lots of raisins for our next train ride. Ruth sealed a deal for some pashminas at a bargain price after some hard negotiating, and we got to see an entertaining balancing act as this man held this cart up between his teeth. After that, we relaxed to local music and a very nice restaurant. The old town and its people and its many forms of transportation beckoned. There was lots of transportation options there. And along the narrow streets, there were all types of artisans, woodworkers, ironmongers making gardening tools, coppersmiths making pots and decorative material. Another selection of gardening tools. There was the dentist with his funny little office off the side of the street. The shoemaker with parts and completed goods. The baker, lots of bread to buy. The dressmaker, and a variety of food vendors. Then there were the kids in the streets for entertainment. small family groups, including a bunch of ladies having a conflab. And of course, the local boys had to pose for the tourists. We admired the craftsmanship and the many fancy wooden doors that we saw in this old town area. And at the end of it all, I sealed a deal for a couple of beautiful Uyghur herdsman's knives. Dawn, Claire, and Ruth finished their shopping for the next set of rides. At the Kyrgyzstan border, we passed the eager money changers. This was the end of stage 1 of our journey.